What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Camaro, and today I get to find out if I'm right or wrong. So today we're going to be trying to put R888s from Toyo Tires on my 11-inch MRR wheels and stuff them underneath my 2016 SS Camaro. Now, a lot of people are telling me 315s probably won't work, but I already worked with MRR with their offsets. I have a spacer, I did measurements. I hope it all works. Oh, also with the Eibach lowering springs. So I do have a magnetic ride control, so my springs and all that stuff sit a little bit different than the stock setup, so we're about to find out how this all works out. So I'm headed down to the tire place. I'm swapping one of my tires. See if I can get my camera to work. So I've already taken it off. It's in the back of the Suburban. Here's one of the R888s. I did get two of them for the rears. The fronts are coming, but I'm gonna go down, have them put them on the rims, bring it back, stuff it underneath, drop the car, and see how it fits. Let's go do this. Okay guys, down at American Tire here in Temecula. I trust these guys with my wheels and tires. They've done really good work for me in the past. So this is the passenger side. So one thing you guys have to remember is that these R888s are directional. So you do have to make sure that you put them on the right side, which also means you don't get to rotate your tires ever. So they're on that one side and they stay on that side until they're worn out. So make sure you get a good alignment. My car was aligned all that long ago, but I may even go down and get an alignment again. But they're gonna be swapping the tire out and we'll see if it fits as soon as we get back to the house. Okay guys, new tire is on the rim. It's looking really good. Nice and flush on the rim here. So really excited to get it back and see how it fits on the tire. I'm also noticing it looks like it sits a little bit shorter than I thought it would, which is a good thing. So let's see if this fits. Here's the old tire. Here's the new rim and tire. So as you can see, there is a lot more tire with a 315 than a 305. So here is to hoping it fits. There's the tire on the wheel. Let's try this out.
Enter below.
Let's see what happens. It's gonna be hard to tell, but I'm gonna crawl underneath. And actually, I could probably put my arm through. It's not touching anything. Plenty of clearance. Ooh. Try to get the car to settle a little bit. It's not rubbing on anything on the inside. I mean, you can see there's still quite a bit of clearance, but I need to drive the car to let it settle to fully know. But it looks like it might just work. You have no idea how excited I am right now. You can see the tire does stick out. A little there. I think I might go to a 3mm spacer. It feels like I got a lot of room on the backside. I might even try it with no spacer whatsoever. You can see the tire sticks out about 3mm right now. So a 2mm spacer would be perfect from the looks of it. Rock guards are a must. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it fits and it's not touching anything on the inside. Now keep in mind, I do have to make sure it settles all the way, but that tire is in there. There feels like there's plenty of space on the back side. I think probably mostly because of the spacer that's on there right now. So 315s. It fits. Okay guys, we have the passenger side wheel on. Now it's time to put the driver's side wheel on to make sure it fits, see if it rubs, any of that greatness. So let's go ahead and put it on, drop the car down, and see what happens. Does it rub? I can wrap around there, wrap around. Ooh, it's really close right there. It's hard to tell. Is it touching? Yep. It's just, I don't know if you guys could see this, but as I expected, this side is really tight. I can't put a full finger through right here, and that's where that harness is. Let me get it through. There we go. So right here is where that harness is sitting. I could feel it with my finger. I cannot put my full finger through right there. So it's really close. It's not rubbing, but it's, I mean, it's as close as you would ever want to be. And it's just where that bulge is. So we'll see. May have to do some rerouting of wires. I'm gonna go drive around, let it settle, and see how it fits then. But I have a feeling we're gonna have to move that wiring harness to make sure I don't cause problems down the road. Okay, so I just finished driving around a little bit to get the rear end to settle. It settled quite a bit. I'm now looking at that point again where the harness is, and it's not rubbing. I see no rub marks on the inner fender right here, and without my gloves on, I actually about have a finger width of space there. Now I'm sure if I hit a bump or a divot, it might push the wheel into the fender or into that space, but I think for sure without the spacers, this would be rubbing bad. So that 5mm spacer is saving me here. But in general, it fits. So I got 315s in the rear. I did have to use 5mm spacers to make sure it doesn't rub, but it's good. It does good. There you have it, guys. I stuffed 315s in the rear of my 2016 Camaro 2SS. Now, there's a few things that have to happen. On the driver's side, because of that wire harness, if you want to move it and just let your tire rub a hole through, you can, and not have to use spacers. But it will rub where that harness is, and you will have to relocate that harness. Now, with the 5mm spacers, I am seeing no rubbing whatsoever. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, you shouldn't use spacers on car, etc., etc. Yeah, I would agree with you if it was 7mm or wider, 10mm, 15mm. This is a 5mm spacer. The wheel still sits on the hub, so you don't have any issue there. And there's plenty of thread on the lug nut. So if it was like 6 turns or 7 full turns of the lug and that was all you had, then yeah, I would be slightly worried. But I'm at about 11 full turns with the offset of my MRR wheels, the M017s, and with the 5mm spacer. Now, if you're even more concerned, you can go down and get longer lug nuts. You could do that and get better connectivity. That's up to you. So 5mm spacer or smaller, you could probably get away with a 4mm spacer. Without my thick gloves on, I could put a finger in between my wheel and where that harness is. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it over a little while, but I would say the spacer is required to be able to fit that 315. Now again, I believe the offset on my rears is 43. I could be wrong. I need to hit up MRR to make triple sure, but I'm pretty sure it's 43. And the tires just line up perfectly fine. I would say they're 1mm sticking out, looking straight down, like if you're looking right on top. But out the back, I'm definitely going to need some sort of rock or splash guards, or people behind me are going to hate me because I'm going to be throwing rocks all over them. So I'm going to be a nice guy. I'm going to put on a set of ZL1 Adams rock guards or splash guards, whatever you want to call them, to hopefully minimize that. But these tires are a lot stickier. They will pick up rocks and they will throw rocks. So that all being said, 315s do fit on the car. There's obviously just that driver's side wire harness that's behind the inner wheel well padding. You just have to watch out for that. So if you don't use a spacer, it will rub. If you let it rub, it will, and you don't move the wire harness, you will destroy your wire harness and break your vehicle, and it's not a cheap fix at all. That wire harness is really expensive. I want to say it's like $600 or $700. So make sure it's not rubbing if you do this. But, you know, the Toyo R888s, they are a thicker, meatier tire in regards to height. They're very square, I would say. They do have, you know, a beveled edge at the, you know, the corner edge, but they're a lot more square than the Pirellis I had. So, again, this is a meatier tire that's not stretched on the rim anymore. Actually, a 315 works perfect on an 11-inch rim. You could probably get a 315 on a 10.5-inch rim as well. You're just going to see your rim sitting in a little bit more with the tire bulging over. Some people like that look. It also protects the rim from curb rash and stuff like that. Again, it's all up to you. So, but you could do it. You could put 315s on this car with those caveats that I just went through. I think it looks really good, but yeah. So let me know what you guys think. What tires are you running? What tires are you thinking of running? ZL1 Add-ons has not released the spacers that I have on this car, and there's not very many companies that make spacers that are that small. Most people don't even think about the small ones, but that extra 2, 3, 4, 5 millimeters makes a big difference. So I will post an updated video once those spacers are available, but you can keep an eye on ZL1addons.com. I'll put all the information in the description down below. But as always, guys, if you enjoyed this content, you've been following along with my build, hit that subscribe button. Always appreciate it. Supports the channel. If not, likes, comments, shares are appreciated. But as always, guys, if I don't see you in the next video, I hope to see you on the road.